Hey guys, where do I even begin with this? God is working out a lot of things for me in my life, and just now, I had a moment, where I just literally fell to the ground and just started thanking God because He's been really just clarifying a lot of things for me in my life and what things I need to purge out of my life, my world, what I need to nip in the bud before my next phase, what I'm being prepared for. Whew, Lord Jesus, how do I even? So, in my past, and I'm now fully kind of coming out of this, not kind of, I am coming out of this. I was into tarot, crystals, zodiac signs, all that good stuff, astrology, all that. And it kind of happened for me after my father died. I would watch tarot readings just because I got I felt like I lost control over my life and my circumstances, and I wanted to know, well, what was to come. And, during that time when I lost my dad, I wasn't close to God. And so if you see in my previous old videos, I had a video where I threw out all my crystals. I had a lot of crystals I collected, just so I could have comforting energies, I guess. But I basically, so I broke from the church. Kind of felt like my environment wasn't I don't know. People in church is kind of made me feel like people were telling me how to live my life rather than God. I didn't have a relationship with God, and so I just wanted to be independent. But me being independent, kind of I don't know. I didn't put. It's I associated God with just the building, the church, and that's just God. That's I don't know how to describe, but it took me going through this new age spirituality to kind of develop that independent relationship with God. But it took me relying on worldly things, idol things, call it idol worship now. But I don't judge people who are into that stuff now, because it's okay, they have their own reasonings for it, and it's a process. Some people get stuck in it, some others they kind of shift through it. Kind of with me, I know a lot of people who are close to God in their relationships. They don't claim religion, but they did in the past have a past of being into those types of things. And so I'm not saying that you're a bad person, you're wrong for doing those things at all. I just had a revelation, and it's okay, I've been coming out of those things, and it's now I'm finally okay, it's nipped in the bud. I'm not really interested in that, because my relationship with God now is really strong. And I just want y'all to know, you don't have to be a religious person to be close to God. Whatever answers you're seeking, God has for you. And sometimes, we don't know what's going on in the spiritual world. God knows everything. You know what I mean? So it's best to be careful, because all this physical is temporary. Our bodies, it's not it really doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the earth. If you think about it, when we perish, our body literally turns into dust and dirt, and we disintegrate, all that good stuff. It's all we're eternal, and it's important to stay guided by God, or else you could really get lost in the sauce and really get confused, and a lot of spirits can pretend and mimic God, and make it seem as though that you're hearing from the Lord, when really you're being deceived by something that is not heavenly, that is not godly. I'm not coming on here to judge nobody. Please believe that I've been there. I was doing readings myself, but this is Now I don't need those things. I did those things because I was afraid of what was to come in my future. I felt like I didn't have control over anything. And you know what? I don't. God has control. And God literally knows everything, like I said. And so I'm like, I'm grateful, because how I see it is like doing those things. It's like I was inviting spirits in, like literally, like inviting, just like certain, you got to be careful, especially when you are light being and you have a light spirit. It's like in the spiritual world, it's like, okay, in the realm, it's like you're just light literally, and this darkness draws, can draw to you if you invite those types of things in. So it's important to be careful of mimicking spirits, of just, because a lot of spirits try to act like they're God or they're prophetic or whatever else, but it's not the case. And it's important to stay guided, or you will get lost in it. But for me, it was like I did those things because I didn't really know God. I didn't have that trust. I didn't have that foundation, and it's a process. It took me it's like what, 2 years now. It's like it took me a bit to get to this point. I don't even say 2 years. Heck, I've been in church all my life. I'm 22. But it took me being on my own, being in the world, seeing these things, even following these types of things to find God for myself. And that's really what we all have to do. And it's sad because, I know a lot of people, including myself, who, kind of break from the church, they break from religion. And it's like when you do that, we cut ourselves off from God, unintentionally, honestly. It's like, you break from people who say they love God, but they, they do like underhanded, mean, rude things or whatever else. I don't know how to describe. It's just like a lot of judgmental, people have their stories as to why they leave the church, but it's like when they leave the church, it's because of the people. But it's like really, it's like the people kind of like, I don't know, make others want to like just not have a relationship with God, because you can't be too salty. Or the saying, like, we are the salt of the earth, like God's people are the salt of the earth, whatever. And it's like you can't be too salty, or people can't really take you in. Can't have, it's just can't be so spiritual that you're naturally no good. And it's like it's like folks in the church make people run away from church, not want to be in church, and that kind of makes us run away from God, and that's what I did. I ran away from God, but I found him also in my process of just being in this world alone and being lost. It taught me to put him first. And no way am I saying you have to go join a religion or whatever else. I'm just saying that in your doing, in your, I don't know, viewing these like tarots, like collecting crystals, saging, all that type of stuff, put God first at least, and let him guide you. Just put your faith in him and trust in him. Because I realize, I don't know anything about the spiritual world for real. We really don't know. We really don't know what we're up against, but God does. And so you got to be mindful of what you're tapping into and what you're drawing to yourself. You know what I mean? But I just keep it simple now. I don't have all that added stuff. It's just me and God, the Bible. And I know people say, well, the Bible was revised by a whole lot of different people, passed down from generation to generation. It's like, well, when it comes to the Bible, the stories in the Bible like closely relate to my life and my own experiences. And so that's my reasoning for choosing to be in the Word. But God, that's who to lean on and to trust in, and he'll clarify a lot for you. He did for me. I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's just like kind of like I don't know how to describe. I feel like I having like a out of body experience. It's just like I just feel really, I feel like a weight is lifted off of me. I feel like after I, stopped, I unfollowed like all the accounts, astrology accounts I was listening to. I unfollow, just a lot of things I'm letting go of. And it's like soon after I did that, it was like I feel like a weight was lifted off of me. I believe that God, doing that, and making that choice, spirits like literally like detached from me. Like God is healing me and renewing me and protecting me. It's like, I can't lean on my own understanding. I'm grateful that God is so patient and just just willing to put up with our crap, man. Because I mean, I'm gonna say he puts up with it, but I don't know how to describe it. It's just God. He's amazing, man. I don't. That's all I can say. My computer's about to die, but I just need to come on here and say that God really is something else, and if you just trust in Him, I promise that things will start looking up for you, and you don't have to keep going from source to source. Like you shouldn't eat from everybody's table at all. You shouldn't eat from everybody's table, point blank. But I'll let y'all go. I think that's all I have to say. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Yeah. But love you guys. I'll see you. Bye.